I love the fact that I can just jump in my car, I can go grocery shopping, I can get to work, I can have work with this, I can go up and see my friends, I have a social life, and I found when I didn't have any cars and I was depending on other people, it was very difficult. I didn't have a social life, I didn't have work. It really kind of brought me down to a point where I was wondering, is this really worth the struggle? Just getting out of a house is huge. Having your own way of getting out is probably the main point of that.
He's a very charming, charismatic guy. There's not one person that I've ever met that does not like Rod.
Well, the vehicle I have now is a 2010 Camaro RS. I've been kind of up in the air. I was looking at a Challenger. I like the Challenger, but I like the looks of the Camaro. It has better lines in the sides. I think it has a better front end. The most interesting thing about the whole car, and people will think why, but it's my license plate. And I'll be at gas stations, and I'll have policemen say, am I hooked on? Not realizing that I have hooks on. So that a lot of people get a really good laugh. They're thinking, oh wow, this guy's maybe sick sense of humor or just good sense of humor. Well, I was born this way. It's called a bilateral amputee, which means I've lost from my elbow to my hands. So I actually have from my shoulders to my elbows, which allows me to have a lot of mobility, 360 mobility as they call it, to actually do driving like this, to have an actual ability to steer properly the vehicle. These arms have been with me since I was 18 months old, pretty much the same style, so I've been fortunate enough to use the same prosthetics and be very used to them. I was adopted at the age of 18 months. My adopted mother, she didn't even realize I was disabled until she actually came to pick me up the day of. My mother was a single mother of 5 children, 2 foster children. Said she instantly fell in love with me and wanted to bring me back home, and ever since, my whole family moved up to North Bay. Then I had my father, who came in probably when I was about 5 or 6 years old. He kind of got into the family with us and decided to adopt us and get married to my mother, and he was also a big factor in my upbringing. I'm very much into safety. I've worked so hard to get my license. I'm very diligent on watching my mirrors and things like that. Persistence, it drives me, that word, all through my life, whether I'm driving, getting dressed, getting jobs, or even getting relationships. So again, I think the word persistence is where it's at. So
Sandra, Jeannie, and Ezgi as well.
3 of them.
Mm-hmm. As a manager, the head of the focus group department here at ACCE, taken me and shown me how to deal with clients, how to bring in new business. Not only is he my manager, but he's also my mentor, to be honest.
Looks like our project will be running tomorrow afternoon at the same times. Mm-hmm. Been working here for almost 4 years now, hosting and developing focus groups. What they do is they'll sit in the stool area and they'll receive food coming into them. I'm just kind of tasting foods. That's what we do, is we actually help the consumer as well as the actual the company itself to improve the product. Let's say less salt, less sugar. So they actually are on the ground floor of changing and developing new products. It took me in the Camaro here probably about a month to a month and a half to actually be comfortable driving the vehicle and getting used to grabbing these. Like, I have to look for big handles like this, big knobs like this here. I think the only concern about me in the Camaro is the way that they have the windows. I can't get to them because they're on an angle and I can't hook in. They'd be better right here. But ultimately, like, this is probably one of the easier cars for me to drive because it's so basic with, again, with very little electronics in it. I feel like even the little vibrations that are going right through there now, I even know, like, I can tell how far my steering is just by the angle of my shoulder, and I can feel a lot of things through my arms, especially with the carbon fiber now. The carbon fiber really allows you to get that more sensitivity. So even the shifter, it's a large shifter where I don't even have to look. I can go like that, and it puts into the sport mode where it can activate the actual shift paddles or just quickly back up onto that and to my reverse as well, which is really helpful.
I tell all my folks about Rod, just about how he goes and ice fishes with his buddies, goes and does like a $130 on like a snowmobile. Like, it's just like an incredible guy. It's probably a better driver than like half of my buddies, to be completely honest with you.
I think it's just how you have to bring yourself back up. Every day, I think everybody has struggles and worries in their day. But I think you have to come to work or wherever you are with that happy face, that smile. Because if you don't, you just feel bad. Like you don't feel happy. If you look happy and you smile, it helps out a lot. And I notice when I come into work, a lot of ladies say, every day you come in and you're smiling. We love that you do that.